News.mc on Monaco Info is brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties. Our exclusive interview with the personalities making the Principality.
Hello everyone, my name is Morris Pagniello from Monaco United. I was born in Melbourne, Australia. At 18 years old, I travelled to Italy for a trial at Torino Calcio, which I signed there for 3 years. And I had a discrete career of football, played over 12 years in Italy, Hungary, New York. I cut off a bit short. It started by friends calling me from Australia, please help my son, help my son. And slowly I started building the academy with it when I was still playing. So this was my passion, to help other kids build the bridge between Australia and Europe. The first one we started was in Melbourne. We started with 7 kids in one park. Today we are 28,000 kids. But we started off in Melbourne with my sister, and she became my secretary, and I did all the football. And within 1 year we had 1,000 kids in Melbourne, and then we expanded to around Australia, then Canada, then we opened up worldwide. I think my schooling, it was a private school, that was, already made me focus on certain things. And I grew up in my family business. My father had restaurants in Australia, so I worked all my life. So entrepreneurship, I knew from my family values. Yeah, it was a difficult change from playing football and then to become academy owner, then now football agent, FIFA agent, and then football clubs. Now we own 12 clubs, so it's been a long journey. We started this and we signed many famous players, for the marketing, and we connected the academy, supported the club, so we grew. And the idea was to, we need our own clubs. And that's how the Racing City Group started. And I started involving people from Dubai, from Mexico, strategical partners and investors. And we started the Racing City Group. I was influenced, being Argentinian, Italian, Maradona. And I ended up being in his first coaching contract in the room when he was signing as a translator, agent, when he signed for Al Wasl as a coach in Dubai. And I ended up being on a reality show with him. So my idol was like, wow, it was surreal. I think Diego influenced what this man could do for football without speaking English, just with the ball at his feet, and his charisma. And I think that was my influence. Not what he did off the field, but to live 2 weeks with him. No normal person could live that situation of the lifestyle and the pressure you have. You cannot live a normal life. You cannot walk on the street without people jumping on you, not just can have a photo, jumping on you and hugging. So it's a lot of pressure. I think he was the most influential player that I grew up wanting to not be like, because I'm a defender, but he was my idol. My family team was San Lorenzo, and I actually made them, the first time Padre Francesco met Maradona, I was the one who prepared Padre Francisco's top that Maradona gave to him. It was an exciting moment because Maradona was sitting next to me, and he said, so I had the hand of God here and the voice of God here. And it was such a clinical moment. I was behind Diego, and when we're waiting to see the Pope, they look at each other like this. And the Pope says, Diego, Diego, Diego. He's the bad boy, right? Because he always speaks bad about the Vatican. And he goes, Diego. And Diego looks at me he goes, Forza San Lorenzo. And Diego, Forza Boca. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Bang, broke the ice. Football broke the ice between them. And they hugged each other and we gave them the top. It was a fantastic moment. And I was the first person to take the selfie of the Pope. I got that photo somewhere. 3 years ago, I met Marco Simone and I became his manager. He started working with us, understanding who we are, what we do. Women's football is very growing. Nearly 40% of our academy is women's football, 40%. So we started doing, Marco said, Morris, I have an idea for you. And he spoke to me and Justin Davis, my partner. He said, what if we take over a club in Monaco, the women's team, because it's lacking women's football in this city. He's been here for 30 years. I thought, Marco, that's a fantastic idea. And it's a way for me to come back, because I had my residency a long time ago, and I thought there's nothing really happening. And now I thought it's time for me to try to come back and do something big in this city, because everyone sees the city as just a luxurious lifestyle, and that impression the world gets. And to have a second team here in this city, a professional women's team, and bring Monaco's name in the world-class level, not only in the men's, but that you have already. The women's, I think it's very doable with my contacts and our expansion process. You know, we've sponsored the ASMFF this year as well, try to support them. And we realized, you know, to take this to another level, we need to build our club, and it's not hard for us to build a brand from nothing. We've done this before, from low divisions, and the fan base we can have, not just physically, internationally. 28,000 people means 28,000 families will support this club from around the world. Our idea and ambition is to be in Champions League in the next 5 years. I don't think it's impossible. I think it's very possible. And every year to win the league I think we could be starting in 4th division. 4-year process to get to top division. 1 year to make the Europa League at least. Europe, when I say Champions, I mean Europe. It could be Europa League, conference. Now they're starting the conference. And we get to that stage. Our main focus is women's football, the professional women's team. Then the men's team, of course, we're not going to exclude, we're going to have a men's team starting off in the 10th division, but slowly, it's going to work its way up as well. So we're ambitious on that, but our main focus is that our international academy that we've created will start in September. Last week we had 150 kids from Italy, from Nice, come to our open day with our coaching staff and our legends there on the field. So it's about creating a community that's never been done before for women's football. And I think we can, using the legends with the men's team, combining that together with our professional women's team, we could start a new trend for women's football like we have in Spain and USA. I can't say it's the best academy. I think the most successful, and I'll explain why. We don't develop football players. That's not our objective. Our objective is to develop professional people. You cannot be a professional player if you're not a professional person. And if you want to, I always tell our students, if you want to live from football, you have to live for football. And our strict program, where we work on discipline things, and then of course individually we work a lot on the mentality side of physical as well. What they eat, how they think, just even in the residential academy we have. If someone wakes up, we test them, first thing they do is make their bed. Just details. Wash their teeth. Just structured things that they start during the day is already a success. Everyone says, oh, the South Americans, the African players, they are better. It's not that they're better. They don't have a plan B. Everyone else, especially in our countries, our academies are in Australia, Canada, America, Asia, Emirates. Everyone's always thinking their plan B. Oh, I'll give myself 1 year. If you're going to think, if I don't make it, I'll be a doctor or I'll take over my father's business, you're never going to make it. You're competing. When I was in the academy in Torino, I had players like Amauri, Gattuso, players that had nothing. And I'm thinking, why? They're not better. They had something, right? Special, something more. But it's their determination because they cannot go home. They have nothing to go back to. So it's like a race where you're both together, and then this guy has no option but just to see the goal. And this guy has the parents saying, oh, well, you stop and study here. Oh, you can have a job here. And the other one that's why they make it, because they live for it. They have nothing to go back to. So no plan B is what I try to put into the heads of the academy. Do not think about plan B or giving up or when or how long. Just keep going as much as you can. Every year we're closer to your dream. Because it's not overnight success. It takes 20 years to become overnight success. FIFA have invested $1 billion last season to invest into women's football. I think it's just a matter of time. Look, I'm going to tell you a quick story. I was in New York, 2003. We had a friendly game. We had 7,000 people. Second half, 40,000 people. Second half. You'd think maybe the Dolphins are playing after us. No. When we came on, the stadium was nearly full. Had the women's team played after us. So you can imagine, I'm thinking, it's not possible. I think I never thought I'd get into women's soccer, but there's a big market for it, and I actually enjoy watching it now. You know, sometimes you can get some women that can compete really well. It's a long process because I think it's an important project, and I think it's not just a 1 day or 1 year thing. I think it's a legacy we want to leave behind. Creating the brand, creating the structure. You know, it seems easy for us because we've done this before, but in Monaco, you know, the things are more in detail, and it's been a long ride. It's been a long process, but I think for the better of everybody, because it's helped us get organized and see where we really want to take this next level. The football market didn't create it's business, it's the people. I think after religion, football is the most followed thing in the world after religions put together. So I don't see it as unequal or anything. It's the people that make football, the people that go to stadiums, the people that buy the merchandise. It's a people's sport. It's always going to be the people's sport. We're never going to own Monaco United. It's the club's not owned by people. This is just a legacy we want to try and create to leave behind. Any club, no one is bigger than the club. Even Cristiano Ronaldo is not bigger than Juventus. They still sent him away, or Real Madrid. So it's an ongoing evolution of what the people want. So I think, yes, sometimes you compare sports and you say, why are footballers paid so much? It's because the people pay for it. It's not because they decide they want to be paid that. It's what the market is asking for, and that's the people's game. I think it's the people's sport, and that's why it's going to keep growing, because it's for every level. It's for a billionaire, it's for someone who has nothing, and it's the same. They still follow, it's like a religion, bringing people together. It's a market, and in markets you can have a good market, bad market, black market. There's everything in the market, right? You can find every type of person in the markets, and that's always going to exist. It's something you can't fix. I think football is an evolution. 5 years ago, football's changed from 5 years ago. Formations change, coaches change, new things come. And same in football. I think America have a great structure, but they're lacking one thing in America. Competition is a world competition. Look, if you look at the baseball, they call it the World Series, but it's American teams. There's no promotion relegation. What are you playing for? Same thing in Australia. You can finish last and nothing happens. There's no accountability, where football in Europe is up the top because there's accountability, there's fans, there's pressure, there's life. People live for this. Whereas in America still, I think it's still a sport and a business. But until you don't feel that pressure of 20,000 fans outside the stadium if I lose the game, that's also exciting. And also the pressure helps the players develop more. So yes, I've got thousands of messages and calls, and my son and this. I say, you just have to go through the system, and they have to be ready to, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. So I'd say the best team is orphans, because they have no influence from the parents. The best team you can have if parents have no influence, because most of the time the ruin of the players are the families themselves. When I was 19, I came here. I had an agent who lived here. His name was Apollonius Konijnenburg, Dutch agent. He made us stay in Le Méridien. And there was a very famous player in Le Méridien, and he lived upstairs, and it was Marco Simone. And I had a photo with him, and I thought, wow, this is a hero, an Italian hero. That's how it really started, and I started feeling, I said, this is an exclusive, I think it's the most exclusive place I've ever been in Earth. And I said, one day I'm going to live there. And then I did. In 2010, I got my residence here and stayed for 6 years between Genoa and Monaco, where I started everything. And then we moved the whole head office to Dubai, because it had to be branding in Southeast Asia and Asia, and it was easier to have our company in Dubai. So when I left, I thought, I felt, I'll be back. I'll come back to this city. I believe something here is, some energy is, this is my home. I feel home away from home. There's only 3 cities in the world I felt home: Torino, Toronto, and Monaco.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching News.mc, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Discover more interviews and stories on our websites, news.mc and monacoinfo.com. This show was brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties.